Well, this week is Volunteer Appreciation Week at the Chattanooga Area Food Bank. So joining me from the food bank are Scott Bruce and volunteers Jan Davis and Michael Leonard. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so Scott, do you want to first off kick us off by telling us more about the food bank and Volunteers Week?
Yeah, I mean, we like to thank our volunteers all the time, but we're going the extra mile this week. It's Volunteer Appreciation Week, and you know, we're able to do what we do in the community because of help from our volunteers. Last year, we had over 3,000 volunteers working with us for over 25,000 hours of work.
Awesome.
And you know, one volunteer hour equals 92 meals. So the work that they do really goes into what we're able to do to feed the hungry people in our 20 counties.
Can you say that one more time? One volunteer hour?
Equals 92 meals.
Wow, that's
92 meals,
incredible.
yes.
Now, many organizations, just like the food bank and across all of Chattanooga area, they really rely on those volunteers to make everything happen and to meet your daily operational goals. Can you talk a little bit more, again, just about the food bank real quick and what you're able to provide for the community with the help of people like Michael and Jan?
Yeah, I mean, we get a ton of help from a lot of people in the community, but our volunteers are there with us every day, and it could be, you know, folks coming in, working a couple days a week because they're retired, or it could be corporations bringing in folks. We had a school bus full of kids yesterday. You know, it takes a lot of people to help us do what we do. We work in 20 counties. We're serving 20 counties, 11 in Tennessee, 9 in Northwest Georgia. And we work with over 300 partner agencies, and a lot of those agencies have volunteers there too. So volunteers are a huge part of what we do, and we couldn't do what we do without them.
So tell me a little bit about y'all's experience then with the food bank and how long you've been volunteering with them. Whoever wants to start.
I'll start. I've been with the bank, I guess, about 4 years. I had always worked in the social services area in my career, and after I retired, it was time to get back in to the community involvement, and I've always worked with children and families to try to help meet their needs. So I had been always interested in the food bank, had always heard very positive things about just how much it does for the community. I had a friend that was previous director, so I felt really good about that agency being the one I wanted to spend my time with. So I began to do that 4 years ago and have loved it ever since.
Okay.
Jess, I've also been doing this for 4 years now. I retired here after 35 years in Miami, Florida. And now that I'm retired, I do a couple of afternoons a week and a couple of other things that we may talk about. But there are so many programs and good people out there to help people that have needs. But I believe that fundamentally it all begins with the basic human requirements for food and shelter. So during my working life, I gave a lot of time, talent, and treasure to the housing industry, try to address that. Now in my retiree life, I've decided that I want to address the food and hunger issue. Chattanooga Area Food Bank has given me a wonderful opportunity. I find it to be very fulfilling. And also the feedback loop is very short. And what I mean by that is, if I go in this afternoon, which I will probably do, and build food boxes, they will probably go out the back door to hungry families within a day or two. So what I do today is going to help someone tomorrow, and yet I come back again for another shift, and the need is still there. It's like we never catch up and get ahead.
Absolutely. So what has the experience been with working directly with Chattanooga Area Food Bank? I know you mentioned you do a couple hours a week, and is there ever, it's a very relaxed environment, right? You're never pressured to do more hours than you can do or anything like that. Talk about that experience.
I keep coming back because I've never worked with a group of people, and I mean staff and volunteers, that are so universally friendly, supportive, thankful for what we're able to do. And you're right, whether you can come in for an hour or two, or a typical, I think in terms of 3-hour shifts. People come in the morning and work 9 to 12, or they come in the afternoon and work 1 to 4. And then we have other projects that we do at the food bank that we will talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things that volunteers can do. You know, sorting the food that comes in. that's from food donations, from food drives.
And that's what I do.
That's what, and then we also have folks that put together sack packs that go out to the schools for the kids that don't have food over the weekend.
Right, because you have several organizations to meet all of our needs of our community. And now volunteering is something that you can do as an individual. You can do, you mentioned corporations earlier, can put groups together, church groups, school groups, even families can come in and spend an afternoon volunteering, correct?
Yeah, and we have a volunteer coordinator, Mark Schock, who, if you get in touch with him, visit our website, get in touch with him, he can find, you know, what you can do and when you can do it and work
Find
it
the
out
best
for you.
fit
Yes,
for you.
exactly,
All right.
exactly.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, and thank you for volunteering. And we wanted to give a big shout out to all of the volunteers this week, as it's National Volunteer Week. What's the best way to get in contact with you guys to sign up for a shift?
Visit our website, chatfoodbank.org.
Okay, that contact information is there on your screen. Again, thank you guys so much for
thank you.
not only joining us, but thank you for volunteering as well. All right, stick around with us on Let's Chat. We'll be talking about Relay for Life up next.